In the gym and in the car, with our advice you could go far. We fuck things up and we make mistakes. We talk about our sexy dates. We host events and we go to clubs. But most of all, we're still in love. It's getting hard for this to rhyme just as well, 'cause it's bed hopping time. It's bed hopping time.
Hello and welcome to the Bed Hoppers podcast. My name's Mr. H.
I'm Mrs. H.
Thank you very much for joining us today. We have got a topic to talk about. Very excited to go on about it. We don't have an interview this time round.
No, just us two.
Just us two. And we're kind of following on from what was going on in our last episode.
Yes.
So we're just going to wheel out the people we interviewed again. No, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to talk a little bit about, started talking about videos and sending sexy pictures. And I thought, there's an episode in this, so let's drag that topic back out again and let's throw some questions at each other about how we feel about pictures, because I think there is some stuff that would be interesting to uncover. There's a bit of our approach to talk about, and there's a bit about what's changed over the last 9 years of this, right?
Okay.
So you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Always ready.
You ready? Okay. So when we started swinging, we kind of, you know, we came in with a little bit of information, but not much, right?
Okay.
And the first site, or the only real site that was available, was Fab Swingers.
Yeah.
So when we logged on there for the first time, what we saw was pretty much Fab Swingers as it is now.
Yeah, it hasn't changed a lot.
It hasn't changed a massive amount. There was a litany of all sorts of different things in every different sort of corner of the universe. Now, on there were a lot of extreme bits of content from, and I say extreme, but stuff that you, like literal porn with just people fucking, or pictures of, close-up pictures of cocks and pussies and cum dripping out of things and all this sort of stuff. And then there was also people that had more friendly sort of, hey, this is just us as a couple. And then there were people with amazing photography skills that had really sort of displayed their personalities. What did you think when we jumped on there and you saw all of this stuff? What was your first impression?
All of the stuff.
Yeah.
I was not surprised because, you know, after all, it is a site that is designed to give you hookups and, you know, put you in touch with people who maybe have a similar thing in mind. So I wasn't overly surprised, probably a little bit appalled that some of these images would find their way into messages quite easily.
Yeah.
Or that people's profile pictures were very often a graphic image, which I found that off-putting because it felt like that's how they're defining themselves. This is our profile picture, and if that's the first thing you see, it kind of makes me go, okay. However, as I said, not overly surprised that that's kind of the bulk of what we saw. I was always drawn more to the images that were a little bit more erotic, maybe, like a bit more well done.
Yeah, like artfully done.
Artfully done.
Okay.
Tastefully done. Adult in theme, by all means, you know, but maybe with a less is more approach. So nice underwear and nice poses and good lighting and, you know, not in your face.
And were you surprised to see how much of an exhibitionist almost everyone universally was on the site? And indeed, on most sites kind of going forwards. Because I think, you know, Swing Hub started as very much hey, it's about faces, but it is not just about that now.
No, it started branching out a little bit and allowing more on there. But I actually did the approach of, you know, let's just keep it tasteful and, you know, keep it to these are just people rather than let me show you all my body.
Do you think that swingers in general and people exploring E&M and within the sort of confines of that sort of area, do you think they all share pictures? And do you think they're all predisposed to share pictures and graphic ones at that? No, I don't. Okay.
Maybe back in the beginning when that was kind of all we saw, because that was the only site that we were on and that was the only site that we really had access to. It's difficult not to get the feeling that that's kind of what it is. Yeah. But as we know through time, we've met people at social gatherings, face to face, and you know, people don't wander into these things with like, you know, a handful of pictures in their pocket ready to show you, right? they make conversation and they talk, and then you can check out each other's profile if you want. So it was nice to find people that didn't kind of lead with that approach of this is what you get. If you're looking for someone, this is all you can do. You just have to look at profiles with lots of images.
And how did you feel looking at all those profiles when you first sort of logged on and saw this thing?
So it's difficult not to look at profiles, and if you don't know the person that you're looking at and you're just looking at a profile for the first time, it's difficult not to get a perception of the people based on the images they choose to share.
Yeah.
I think. And certainly when the image, all you see is images and there's not really much in the way of a bio or, you know, any words around what the couple or the people are like. It's just, hey, all these images.
Yeah.
So it does kind of give you an impression of almost like I'm just giving you all my wares. Here it is. I'm exposing everything out there. Do you like what you see?
Mm.
And because I think that's not primarily what I was looking for, I wasn't just looking for people with nice bodies to go and have sex with them. We're looking for connections, and we're looking for social connections, which then may lead to more nice, but that's not our go-to first base kind of, let me see all of your body and see if we want to meet up and have sex. Does that make sense?
I get where you're coming from. I'm curious. I think that there are a lot more exhibitionists within the lifestyle than there are not.
Okay.
I think just by the very nature of it, I think people are there's a lot of people that are very keen and very eager to display lots of pictures. And I think we're in a little bit of a minority about how little we share sometimes.
I do agree we're in a minority. That I do completely agree with. And I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, that's how I feel. I don't know if it's necessarily how you feel about all of it, but certainly you know that's how I feel. And so to some degree you're guided by, we have a joined up approach to things.
Yeah, and we'll come back to that in a bit.
Yeah.
But so, okay, we went on the sites, right? You saw on that only one time that you logged into a site, a litany of all these different things, these graphic things going into things, cam shots, all this kind of stuff, right? And then obviously we've signed up to Fab, to Swing Hub or whatever. What did you think we should post at the start? Did you feel like a pressure to post anything that was more graphic at the start in order to sort of keep up with the crowd and fit in that space? Or how did you go about it?
Okay, so I recognise that there's probably a need to put something out there that's of interest.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you are on a site for a common purpose, which is to find something that's adding to your relationship in some way. So I understand there's a need to put something out there. I think kind of over time there's been various changes to levels of body confidence, which has kind of heightened my interest at certain points just to share more if I'm feeling pretty good about myself, and maybe not so much if I'm not.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm alone in that respect. I think a lot of people probably have that kind of fear.
I think certainly
stuff out there.
At least some people have that. I mean, judging by what's posted, some people don't. But
I think in part the amount of things I choose to share is based on that as one of the factors. I think the other thing is I wouldn't say I'm private, as in I'm quite happy to be open and share and be honest about everything. But I do also recognise that sometimes you can post an image and then when they meet you in reality, it may not be what they're expecting. There's only so much artistic license you can achieve with good photos and good angles and good lighting if it's not realistic and not aligned to what you really are.
So you'd rather not post something if you don't think it's realistic?
Maybe. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
There is a little bit of that, bit of fear.
So in terms of, so we logged on, we've kind of created a profile with not much.
But not much.
What did you like out of things that you saw? What sort of things captured your attention?
In terms of images I would see?
Yeah, or even videos, whatever.
Definitely drawn to, as I said, the good pictures, like well taken.
Yeah.
You know, where someone's put a bit of thought into it, they've moved the laundry in the background and they've tidied up a bit, or it's just, you're not distracted by all the other stuff going on in the background, because it shows that they have a degree of, I think, pride about what they're putting out there publicly and what they're sharing. And it says quite a lot to me about the person, I think, or at least that's how I see. I also quite like a bit of personality to be in there. So I'm always drawn more to something that's got, I mean, I know not everyone wants to show faces, that's fine. And I understand that. But if there is some element of personality in that image, like a hint of a smile or something which tells me a bit about them without just showing me a body part, I'm probably more drawn to that.
Okay.
Or something that a couple are doing together, where they're looking like they're a couple and they're joined up on something, rather than here's my wife's tits or something.
So I think you can get away with almost anything and almost any act if the photograph is good enough.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I think that, because part of this is that if you say that a picture that's really hot and is quite graphic is hot, my thought is that you would be concerned that you would be opening yourself up to all the other pictures, right? And because people's interpretations of what makes a good photograph varies quite substantially,
totally.
and you know, based on skill and the eye of the beholder and all this stuff, and people's ability with the equipment and all this good sort of stuff. I think you can do something really sexy and inventive with something that is quite graphic, and it works. And I think you, Mrs. H, would probably go, oh, I like that picture. That is a good picture. Objectively, it is a sexy picture.
Okay.
But if it is just graphic for the sake of graphic, I think that's where the turn-off happens. I think if the picture itself, and I would even argue that if the picture is done in the right way, the background itself probably doesn't actually matter. But the skill to be able to overcome that is not immediately apparent in most of the pictures that you see from most people that are out there. The trouble with putting a camera in everyone's hand with their smartphones, I think, is that everyone thinks they are a photographer.
Yeah.
But not everyone has learned how to make, how to take pictures or looked at things objectively. They're just going, right, people are posting pictures of their tits or their cock or whatever. Snap, there's a picture, done. They've not seen the difference. And this is almost like in the way that someone that has been taught to critique movies versus someone that just rocks up and do it. There is a snobbery, of course, to this, and there is a judgment to it, I think. But actually, when someone has gone the extra mile, I think we all see that it's a good picture, but not everyone can tell you why it's a good picture. And I think, well, it's not deep. I think it's just the ability to see things in that way. And I think that influences the way that you, in particular, feel about pictures. So what don't you like in a picture? What is it? What don't you want to see? What makes you go,
I'm not keen on things which trigger something in me. And by that, I mean, it can be the content of the image. It could contain something that's a bit triggering in some way.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like someone with hands around a neck or something.
Okay.
That's an instant trigger for me. A bit of a nope. I don't want to see it. I think maybe where it is literally just an erect cock or something. No, I don't. Is that you as a person? Is that what you're defining yourself as? Just a penis? So I don't want to see that. It's not asked for. I don't want to see it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't. God, it sounds like a list of things I just don't like.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be unusual for you to reel out a list of things that you don't like on the podcast, to be fair.
I think what irks me about some of the pictures is the things that elicit some, as I said, some kind of emotion in me, a negative emotion. Whether that be almost like, not shame, embarrassment, that I'm looking at something that is really quite, I shouldn't be seeing this unless I've asked to see it. And now it's there and I can't unsee it. So,
But if you're looking at someone's profile and it's on there, there is a reality that you have gone onto their profile.
Profiles, okay, is one thing, but images that you see in different ways, like you might be in different platforms for different things, like part of different groups, things like that.
And I'm going to come on to chat groups in a minute.
Okay. So in that case, in just terms of sites, it's helpful.
Just terms of pictures, what don't you like?
What don't I like? Okay. Am I allowed to say that I don't like the things which are kind of given with an agenda of a theme, you know, like
So I think we're talking about the pictures, not so I know
the actual pictures.
I know that you can't stand, for whatever reason, the alliteration, like Titty Tuesday, Mono Monday.
No, I don't.
But because
right.
I know that you don't like conforming to other people's things.
No, you're right. But that's not necessarily the image itself. It's just the association with that image that I don't like.
But equally, you took part in, you know, the month of underwear or whatever it was that we've done a few years, and you've partaken in dressing up in costume for a themed night. Is it not any different from that?
Maybe, no, it's quite similar, but I'm not saying those are my favourite kinds of things to do anyway.
No, I get that. I'm just asking because I think I understand the alliteration bit. I think, especially if you've been around in the scene for a while, and for us it's been like 9 years or something or other, I think it can become a little bit tiresome. But it's also a good way of encouraging people to post pictures and engage, because they just have to follow a theme rather than posting anything and everything all at the time. So I think that kind of is where it comes from.
Yeah.
But I'm not as, I think they irritate me, but not to the point where I get like, like you do, and just turn off your phone and throw it down or whatever, because it's just a piece of alliteration. So, okay, so you don't like that, and you don't like particularly graphic pictures and close-ups and...
No, I don't, unless I want to go looking for it. That's quite different. I mean, I like an image or something to make me feel sexy.
Yes, but
you know,
what?
But I couldn't honestly tell you what that is.
Okay.
Unless I choose to go looking for that.
Okay. So so what you want is the impossible delivered to you through a unicorn riding on the back of an eagle, distilled through its tears across a mountain. It's like that level of impossibility. So we'll come on to that in a minute. But so we talked about groups, right?
Yeah.
So we are in, and we host our own chat groups for the Ben Hopper stuff. We're in a number of other chat groups for a number of other things and events that we're going to. And inevitably, there will be a sexy or an XXX pics thread or whatever, right? Normally, they're sort of, generally they're kept separate. You get sexy pics, like hey, this is a bit naughty, a bit cheeky. And then you get the XXX, you're going to see something.
And you know you're going to see some stuff.
Yeah. So what do you think of those things?
Okay. I'm very appreciative of the things that are put in different channels, so you don't see it unless you go to that channel.
Do you go to the XXX channels though?
I have done, more out of curiosity sometimes.
But if you're going there and you know it's going to be stuff that you don't like,
but if you go there and you know what you're going to get, then you can only you know it's going to be that. So you've only got yourself to blame if you go looking in somewhere.
Well, I'd agree. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm warned, I'm pre-warned, and I'm preempting something that is graphic because it's told me that's where it is.
Okay.
That's my choice then, to go and look for that.
All right.
Rather than it just be given to me without expecting it.
Yeah.
So that's fine, because I know it's in a place that's designated extreme stuff, graphic stuff.
Okay.
Cool. And then, so in those, I know there's going to be images that may or may not appeal to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you asking me what I like about those, or just how I feel?
How do you feel about about
the existence of them?
Well, so let's break the difference down, right? So we've talked about sites.
Yeah.
And just people, I guess, to a certain extent, advertising their wares or showing off, right?
Yes.
And that's everyone. Then you get into groups where you often, most times, you know people or know of them.
Yeah.
And they're doing a similar thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think a lot of people want those images out there, and that's their place to put them. And I know I'm in a minority of people probably who don't need to see that in order to connect with someone pre-event, at an event. But I understand that people may want to connect by looking at each other's pictures and then going, oh, I'd like to see more. I'd like to know more.
I do think you go in with a certain element of, man, they are fucking lucky that I'm even in the chat group, let alone posting anything. So I think there is that about you, I think, and that you don't really do the online stuff. It is often a last minute
It is.
look at before we go somewhere.
Yeah, I like the ones that tell me, who are you?
Yeah.
You know, but I find those really, really helpful, really interesting. And they're far more about what I'm interested in, which is, who are you? How long have you been doing this? Why are you in it? Or whatever. What's your dynamic? Like, what are you?
But I
that's
get the
actually really
sense,
interesting. I like that.
though, that the sexy pics bit tells you who to avoid.
Well, again, I know I can't use that as a barometer for how not interesting a person is, because I know.
But you do.
But I don't, because I do know people who put things in there that I know to be excellent people I'm friends with.
Yes, but if you didn't know those people, I think your comments would be regardless. So I think that I do think you use it as a bit of a...
Maybe, but I am also very cognizant that I know I can't necessarily just judge everyone by the same standard, which is, if you post a graphic picture of yourself and I don't want to know you, that's just silly. I can't adopt that approach, because they're nice people, surely.
I think whilst that may be sort of true in terms of what you're actually saying, I think the reality is that you do. And I think it's an interesting one, because we've had conversations going into events, and if someone has posted pictures that you deem to be whatever that may be, then actually they're kind of written off in your head. And I know that to be the case. And I know that you use it as a bit of a selection criteria. Not that you have a selection criteria, but you will go through and be like, in the same way that, if someone's spelling is atrocious, or if they're too thirsty, or if they're illiterate, or whatever it might be. And, I appreciate this makes us sound like awful human beings. And for the most part, we are in terms of this. But you can't help but make judgments on what you see, hear, read, or whatever, right?
Okay. But I don't want to throw you under the bus with this, so you may not feel the same way. I'm very happy to be open about, this is how I feel.
Well,
I'm not saying that you feel the same way. You might look at some of these pictures and think, that's hot. I like that. I want to see more. Do you want
to Starship
But you
Troopers on me?
You might look at them and go, I actually really like that, and it doesn't matter to me if you do, because you don't come home and go, hey, guess what, wife? I saw a really hot picture in this thread. That's for you.
Well,
that's for you to look at. And
the interesting thing is that we've never had that conversation about that's a hot picture of someone else.
No, I know.
We've had that's a good picture.
Yeah.
Like technically that is outstanding. But I think your reaction to that's a hot picture would be quite negative, I think.
You mean if you came home and said, look at this hot picture?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It probably would make me go, well, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think less of you because you admire a hot picture. And I might look at the picture and go, yeah, he's right. Objectively, that's a hot picture.
Yes, you might look at it, but what you would say is,
why do you like it?
Why do you like it? And then you'd be stroppy about it for whatever reason of me liking it, even if you really like that picture. So I think, when you say this is your approach and your thing, and we'll talk a bit about me in a minute, surprisingly enough, because,
I was going to say,
already.
Where is the spotlight?
Enough about me. Let's talk about me. But it is interesting in that is your general approach to it, I think. Now, there is one final bit of that puzzle that I want to pick up on before I'm going to come around to some other stuff, right?
Okay.
So what about, and we talked about this the other week and started doing it, if someone that we know and find sexy and play with sends us an approved approval, like, I've done a sexy thing.
Can I send
it to you? How do you feel about that?
My first reaction is, I don't know what to do with it.
All right.
Which may sound really silly.
What do you want to do with it?
I don't know. I think what I'm supposed to do with it versus what I want to do with it are probably two different things. So I assume if someone wants to send me, you, us, an image that is sexy or provocative in some way, it's because they are aiming to elicit a response.
Well,
they're not going to just go, here's my picture, I'll just carry on watching telly now.
But I think when you send anyone anything, you want to elicit a response.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but I could be like, hey, how are you? Because I want to know how you are.
But I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if I'm supposed to go, oh my God, that's really hot. Let's go and have sex while we're looking at that picture.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want to do?
I don't know.
You don't know. So
this is what I'm saying. I physically don't know how to react sometimes when these things come to me. I'm like, what should I do? What do I do? I don't know.
So I guess my honest answer to that is what do you want to do? Because the response, okay, does it make you want to go and have sex?
I wouldn't say it makes me want to go and have sex. But
okay. Does it make you feel sexy?
Okay, yes. But then sometimes I'm confused by that.
Why?
And then I go, but...
So have you ever watched this little thing called pornography before?
Yes.
Right. And when you watch...
I don't watch porn. I don't... Oh, this is getting me really confused now.
Why?
What I'm trying to say is I think I'm hardwired a little to receive porn or porn images as a solo endeavour.
Okay.
And so when it's presented to me in a group setting where you're there or other people are there, I'm like, what do I do? Do I share how I feel? Do I keep it to myself and go and think about it later?
Well,
I don't know what to do.
The whole thing is, as you've said, is to elicit a response. The response I'm pretty much guessing is not to make you have a meltdown about what to fucking do with it. It's shared because someone either wants you to go, well, that is a well shot and well done bit of naughtiness.
Yeah.
Excellent work, you. Good work. From a technical standpoint, you have done very well. That is the first thing.
I can do that.
You could do that. Okay, so that's fine.
But that's what I'm supposed to do, or am I supposed to do more?
Well, it's up to you, right?
What do you want to do with it?
Well, that depends on what I'm getting. So if I see, if I get something that's hot and sexy, say the video that we had the other week, right?
Right.
We could have put that on. Sorry, a little fly just decided to fly into my nose. How delightful this is! Such a challenging, fly. We could have put that on the television, and we could have watched it, and we could have had a reaction to that video. I suspect that reaction would have been both been feeling a bit sexy.
Okay.
Then, if we're feeling sexy, what do we do?
Go have sex.
Well, there we go. So, and if you watched it and you didn't feel sexy, what'd you do?
Don't have sex.
Yeah. Or go and have sex anyway, but don't think about the thing that you've just been sent.
Oh.
I love the way, so Mrs. H, by the way, is getting very red at this conversation and also hiding underneath I don't know, what is it? It's underneath your hood. It's a Pokemon-based hoodie.
It's a Pokemon hood.
My take would be is if someone sends us some sexy stuff, we either watch it together or apart. But if we're watching it together, I think we have that reaction together. If it feels like a sexy thing, be honest and say, "Wow, that was hot. Let's go and do naughtiness unto each other."
But this is the thing I can't do.
Why not?
Because because it feels
right. How do you think?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me spin it around for you. Right. This person sends you a video or sends us a video. Right. We watch that video and it is hot. Right?
Right.
No doubt about it. It's hot. What if we turned around and said, we watched that video and it was really hot, and then we had to go upstairs and fuck and told that person that? How do you think they would feel?
Well, obviously, I'm assuming they would feel really happy about that.
Yes.
And probably pretty turned on by that.
Yeah. Now, you're under no obligation to, but you could then go, well, let's send them a clip back. How would you feel about that? We went and had sex because of what you sent us. Would you like a clip back?
I know. It sounds easy.
It really is.
I cannot, for the life of me, I don't know why, get my head to engage with an uncomplicated, not overthought response.
Which is so unlike you, it's untrue.
Because if someone was to cry in front of me...
Yes. What would you do?
I would go and help
masturbate.
them. God, this is making me feel so sexy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go now
May I
and do
use
something.
those tears as lube, please? So, okay.
I would go and maybe say something, to help them, or I might give them a hug if that's allowed, or I might see what's wrong. Okay. If you were to cry in front of me, watching a film, I actually feel like I'd be like, oh my God.
You genuinely don't know what to do.
What do I do?
I know.
He's showing emotion in front of me, which is a sad emotion.
Yes, but I do nothing but show emotion to you. That's all I do.
Just walking.
I cry at so many films, it's untrue. Just because I'm not ugly crying. Just one single tear, that's all I need. But okay, let me go back on something else that I wanted to pick up, right?
Oh God, I need to spend like 10 hours on some couch with a psychiatrist, I think.
Probably, but don't we all? So what I think has been really interesting with our journey. So let me just catch you up on how I feel about some stuff.
Please.
And then, right, so
Let's turn the scrutiny on you.
Well, I don't think it's scrutiny because I don't mind talking
At least
about it.
I'm warm now. I've been freezing all day. Now I'm really hot.
So when we joined like Fab and whatever, particularly Fab at the beginning,
Yeah.
lots of it was very exhibitionist, and I wasn't super confident with my body at that point. Not that I'm super confident about it now, but also I was like, well, actually, it might be fun for us to do some things together and take some sexy pictures and share them. I don't particularly want to put like pictures of my cock out there and pictures like really close up pictures of you or whatever, but I do like the challenge of sexy pictures and fun times, right? So it's kind of what I like, the bringing some personality to the whole thing, which is just as well because that's often where you're at. I think I would probably go a bit naughtier than you would, just because of the fact that I'm a little bit more playful and carried away with the moment.
Define naughtier.
I don't know, maybe like a blowjob video or something on there.
Who's giving you a blowjob?
Anybody at this point. I mean, anyone that can react to a video that I've been sent would be really. So I probably would have been more in the slightly more forwards camp.
Right.
But as we've kind of gone on, I kind of feel like I've been a bit educated by what you like and have been led by that.
Agreed.
To a certain extent.
Because you don't upset me in my weird emotional ways.
No, I don't.
Non-emotional ways.
I'd never.
Maybe I'm like Data.
Well, you have no
Just
human.
don't know how to feel.
Yeah, but he's amazingly good at sex, apparently, according to Star Trek.
But he's also probably good at maths and I'm not.
No, this is true. He's also like an android or something. So, be careful with that. So as we've gone on in our adventures, we've posted pictures of ourselves online and, I try and like keep up with your pictures. Although in the last year, that's absolutely stopped.
No.
I know as well, but that's fine. I get that. We've posted lots of pictures of us. We'll say lots, some pictures of us together, just generally out and about.
Yeah,
which
like
is
normal
pictures. But we haven't really looked at anything saucy or even spicy in the slightest, let alone anything that would be considered like filthy, right? So I think there is that. But also, I think as we've gone on, we've kind of I think we've talked a lot about this on the podcast about generally, neither one of us likes anything too filthy or too naughty because there is an element of being a bit base about it. I think a bit too hungry. I think sometimes, but actually, a little bit of hungry is quite sexy and quite fun. But because we've spoken so much about the not liking that stuff, I think even the group chats that we have, they tend not to share those things with us because they know the way what you're like. But that also means when it comes to talking about that sort of stuff and being naughty in that way and having like those forward conversations, people don't do with us because they know they do not want to suffer your wrath. I'm assuming that's what it is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that. I couldn't prove that 100%, but my take is people know what you like. They've heard, and often the people that we're meeting are people that have listened to the show, or they meet us and then listen to the show, whichever way around it is, and they go, the cheat codes, and they know that Carolyn does not like naughty pictures, sexy comments, and that level of like flirty, little bit of that's okay, but for the most part, you'll ignore any of that.
Okay.
So I think as a result, we don't get that stuff in our chats, and we're not well versed at dealing with, and never have been, because it's never been in there, because certainly for the last 5-6 years or whatever, we've been talking about it consistently and constantly on the show. So when we meet new people, I do wonder, are they people for us because they work in the same way and don't do this type of stuff, or do they adapt because they know what we, but by extension you, are like? And I don't know where the truth of that is. I like a bit of sexy, flirty talk. I know some partners and some people that I've had like dates with, that's not their forte. I know that's
Unlucky.
not. Well, I think that there are people who, when it's during the sexy times, that dials up, and there's people who they're just not so keen on that. But then we've got other play partners that very much do like that, and were in fact shocked to know that I'm like, hey, I can do this a bit. I'm quite all right at this. I wouldn't say that I'm great at it because I don't in practice. It's not a skill I've evolved. But hey, I can talk the filthy stuff. And then we're like, and that was a shock to them and a bit of not a revelation, but actually an interesting discovery. And what I found is I quite like that. That's quite nice. But the difficulty is that if we are all in a group chat together, that's not going to happen.
No, agreed.
So,
or really.
But also the flip side is that if I am in a singular chat, and I have a few single chats, but not many, not that I'm like seeking that stuff, I wouldn't go and seek that out within those chats because I know that you would hunt me down and murder me, because that's one of the things that you've asked me not to do in a separate chat.
Well, it feels too,
I get
like away from me, and
I get what you're saying, but part of the drive for me is that, I get to have that bit that I don't get where people are afraid to do it because you're in the other chat.
Okay.
But that's not what this is about. But I found it very interesting that looking at us sort of that journey from logging on, seeing the things, you being very vocal about that, to all the way through to the current suite of friends and partners that we've got and all this sort of stuff, that actually is very much there's so little a naughty conversation at all. Now, I also want to bring up as well that in the last year and a half, there has been the menopause, and I am contractually obliged to mention it in every episode, of course. and it's been really good, actually, because you've been feeling much better lately, and things seem to be certainly, on the up. Just as you've been feeling sexier, you've also got fucking freezing cold because it's winter, which is like the dichotomy of it all. But ultimately, I think you're in a better place. But that journey to get there has meant that you've not been feeling particularly sexy. So when there have been opportunities for you to dial up that stuff, you've really not. And it's because it's not a skill that you've flexed, not you've massively ever flexed it, but it feels like you're even further away from where you were when we started that. And if anything, you've doubled down I don't like that. So it's become a really interesting thing. So when we had that video or those videos sent to us, and you were like, I don't know what to do. And then when we talked about it and you were like, well, actually, I kind of wish I could do something about it. I was like, well, that's really fascinating to me because you've always steered well away from it. Interestingly, if I send you a sexy video, and I've only done that like 2 or 3 times our entire career together, right? Yeah. You've really liked it.
I know. But that's probably because when on the occasions that you have sent me these things, for whatever reason, we've not been together. I've either been away or you've been away, which is rare. But
or you've been at work.
Or whatever. It's been, you're not like sat in the same room or in the
just
kitchen.
Whipped upstairs.
But you know what I mean? It's been almost like a catalyst for generating that want to be with each other.
Yeah.
And that's nice. There's been times when, and you've asked me for things as well. And then I become a little bit unstuck because I'm like, I take about 50 million pictures and go, I hate all of them. I can't possibly send any of these pictures because I look stupid and I don't look sexy. And how am I supposed to send a picture that's nice or sexy?
Well,
and then, I don't know, then I overthink it and then it's not sexy.
But I think part of it is like between ourselves, the fact that you're trying is sexy and is sexy in itself. It is. Because this isn't something that you do naturally. You have sent the odd picture, like been like, aha, I've done this. And I think you are getting into a space where you are feeling sexy. And I know, like, for example, that you've masturbated a few times in the last couple of weeks.
Okay. Who told you that?
You did. You announced it. You told everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah. You were outside with a megaphone.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's getting better, yes.
So the fact that you're getting into that space where you are thinking about sex yourself and thinking about pleasuring yourself, I think means that you'll be much more receptive to doing those things because it is putting you in a good, healthy mindset. Whereas for the last year and a half,
it's been very absent from my mind.
Yeah, you took a menopause on the whole thing. Yeah, you did, right? Good.
Yeah, very good, very good.
And I think you're now getting into a space where actually you're thinking, well, this could be sexy again, or things can be sexy again.
Yeah.
And I think as a natural part of that, I think that the reaction to the video, who, let's face it, is from a very safe person, very safe relationship that we've got with that person.
Yeah, 100%.
And actually, you have a really good connection with them, or we both do. So it kind of hit the right spot at the right time. The fact that you didn't quite know what to do with it.
Yeah, but that's not because I didn't like it.
No, I know. I'm not saying that.
I think I liked it and went, oh, what do I do? It almost feels
like when Yoko finds a massive bone. She's like, oh my God, I got this thing. This is great. What do I do with it? What can I eat it? I don't know. This is too much.
Oh, I know. I kind of feel like I know what it is. It's because I almost am reacting in a way that I think someone's expecting me to react. So therefore my mind is automatically going, no.
Stop being so fucking stubborn. Seriously,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be a battle.
It's not a conscious reaction.
It is.
It's not.
Well, quite often with you, it is if someone tells you to do something, what do?
I don't like it.
I know.
So that's what I mean. I know. And I was cognizant of that and I was trying to not react that way.
Right. Go to your room and think about what you just said. There we go. All right.
It was
definitely don't go to your room and definitely don't film a sexy video and definitely don't send it to me.
It was almost like a predetermined reaction it was going to bring, and I was like, no, I don't know what to do with this.
But you, this is what makes me laugh, because you watched the video,
yeah,
and then you liked the video,
okay,
and what did you want to do?
Don't know.
Okay.
I wanted to not feel awkward and weird about expressing a reaction.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to happen. It would have been much better for me to just go, oh my God, that was really hot. Let's go and do this. But my head wouldn't let me do that. It went, no, this is really awkward. Don't do it. I believe.
This is like the opposite of an R. Kelly. Your
cutting off
body
my
was
nose
telling you yes,
my face.
but your mind was telling you no. So okay. So
it's like a weird reaction, right?
Well, it's not. I think this is just how you've reacted. This is as long as I've known you, you've been like this.
It's just weird.
Which is quite funny because I think this is in part, not to be, I can't analyse you with any real sense of the word.
Please don't try now.
No, it's too late for that, and we've probably only got like 15 minutes left of the show. But why you like world cinema and erotic cinema?
Yeah.
It's because you can hide behind the story but still enjoy the sexy bit.
Yeah.
I think that's the reality of it. I think it's okay to feel sexy because it is a story-based, therefore arty, therefore acceptable, lean into naughtiness.
Dressing it up in a more palatable way for me.
It is putting a bit of makeup on the pig.
If you were like, hey, let's put Ass Master 7 on.
Which is a masterpiece. Oh, an masterpiece.
It is what it is. And it's only going to be designed to elicit one thing, right?
But also you could argue that much of the world cinema is designed to titillate and tease.
Yes, but also it's done in a way which has a narrative which I enjoy and gets me.
All right.
It's not just.
Let me ask you a question.
It's not just an overly like, hey, these people are doing this.
All right. What was the story to Paprika?
Oh.
What was the story?
The Tinto Brass film.
Yes.
I'm trying to cast my mind back now, but she was basically went off to like a whorehouse.
Are you sure?
Maybe. She was a working girl.
There we go, right?
Yeah.
That's my point. You barely remember the plot of it.
I do remember. I'm just not very good at talking about film plots.
Yes, but I think you're not watching it for the plot.
She was a wholesome girl full of like boobs and stuff, and then she went off to be a working girl. Is that right?
Mostly, yeah. So, but my point is that you didn't really remember the plot. You just watched it mostly for the dressed up naughtiness. I think that would be my guess. And I'm sure there are films where plot is more important, but actually the eroticism of it all is probably the key for the world cinema days, right?
It kind of does give it a more palatable edge that you're watching something which does actually have some story.
And if it's in black and white and in a foreign language, then it's like a ringer for you because it's like arty, it's ticking off.
It doesn't have to be in black and white.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
It's all for the art, darling. It's obviously art because another fucking how wonderful. That's so well filmed. And I think that is almost the steer that we go down when it comes to pictures or when it has done. Now, what I want to ask you, more questions, yes. So, do you wish you could send videos and pictures and things and share them with the right people? I'm saying the right people because I don't think you're never going to be a person that's a person. You're never going to be a real boy. You're never going to be a person that shares like that sort of the more extreme stuff. And I don't think we're ever talking about extreme, but I don't think you'll be that person that just chucks that onto Fab or Swing Hub or whatever.
Lord, no. No, I wouldn't ever be that person.
No. But with friends or like small groups or whatever.
Okay.
Or projecting it onto the street outside.
I think the problem is twofold there for me. One, I need to actually work out how to take a good picture and I don't mean like set it up and put the lighting, get a ring thing and all this. No, I don't mean that. I just mean take a picture which doesn't make me look like a stuffed sausage or something.
But you don't look like you're literally half the person that you were for one.
It's not even about that. It's just I don't seem to be able to. I'm just never happy with the way I look on a picture.
But what you've got to remember is that most people are very happy with the way that you look.
Really?
Well, they keep coming back.
Well, that's because you take the majority of the pictures.
It's not, but it's not pictures necessarily. It's just you as a human being. They know what you look like.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine they would have a problem with you taking a picture of yourself or video or whatever, is what I'm saying. If they like you enough to see you in reality, in the flesh, as it were, then I'm sure a picture isn't going to put them off. Like I'm sure we could send them the world's worst picture, and I'm pretty sure I could take it if I needed to, and they would still come back.
Okay. So yes, I would probably be good if I actually managed to take a half decent picture for one.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, what was I going to say? So your question was, would I like to be able to send?
Yeah.
Right, got you. I would. I just need to get over myself a bit in the nicest possible way.
Well, I need to get over you and then under you and then behind you. I think
I need to get over the fear that someone's not going to react well to it, or they're inwardly going, oh my God, why she sent that? Or
I mean, I'm always
look
happy
at the
to
state of that.
take pictures of you. It's just you have to be in the right frame of mind, because I am not dealing with fucking sulky. I don't like having my picture taken version of you, because that is a fruitless effort. Whereas if you're enjoying it, and there have been times when that's happened, then actually it's a fun thing to do.
I mean, some people love it, right? You like taking pictures of yourself.
I like taking pictures.
So,
so for me,
when you're taking a picture of yourself, what's your thought process? Are you thinking about the people who are going to see it, or are you thinking, I look really good in this picture? Or I don't know. What are you thinking when you take a picture?
I think there's a bit of both elements to it. I think I find it difficult to get the level of validation that I'd like from sort of like posting pictures and stuff. But actually for me, it's important to try. I think as a male member of this community and someone that does the podcast and runs a chat group and does events and stuff, I think it's important that I stand up for the people that don't always feel confident about themselves and post pictures. And I feel like if I can post a picture, then almost anyone can do that. I'm always worried that I'm not going to get the reactions that I want from it. Obviously we all want adulation from everything that we post, right? But I know, I'm not the fittest. I don't have the world's biggest cock, which would be very awkward at a frame my size.
But you're not taking pictures of your cock anyway.
Sorry? No, but you know what I mean. I think I'm conscious of all this stuff that goes on, but actually I'd rather stand up and try than sit and sulk about it and go, well, no one will ever like a picture of me. I'd rather post the picture and try and figure out what works for me and what looks good and all this sort of stuff. And I think for me, I do a lot of exercise. Unfortunately, I eat and drink a fuck ton as well. But I want to, represent us as best I can. And, I kind of want to do my bit for like, hey, this is us as a couple. This is me. And this is what I look like. And I can look okay too, next to this delightful, sexy lady who doesn't want her picture taken. So there's a variety of things that play with me. And I think, but for the most part, I like the process of taking my picture. I've gotten, when I started, I hated my picture and, I hated the way I look. And over time, I've become much more comfortable with what I think makes an okay picture for me and the way I look. So, and I don't want to lose the grasp of that. So I do take pictures every now and then, and I like to join in and be part of a group. So whilst I don't necessarily like all the Mono Monday and,
Willy Wednesday
and all that sort of stuff, and thrashing Thursday and farting Friday and all those sort of things. I do like contributing to pictures when it's a little bit more random and stuff. So, and it's nice to have some sexy pictures in the bank that you can sort of go, I have a picture for this.
You have a picture for everything.
I don't.
You literally
I'd like
do.
a GIF for everything. I think that's where I need to get to.
You do already have that.
No, I don't. There's loads more emotions that I can portray in GIF format. But I like having that stuff because I like creating things. I'm making this podcast. I edit it. I do the designs and all that sort of stuff. So for me, there is joy in the act of creation. That means two things. So I kind of get the kick from doing that. And the same way that I get a kick from taking pictures of you. And if you like that picture, I'm like, well, that's because I've put effort into it and tried to capture you as best I can. So I try and do that for myself. I don't always succeed. And like you, I'd probably take 50 and keep one or use one. But I know also that is true of any photography. And, why do you think when you go to a wedding, there's thousands of pictures taken and you get 50 as your book. So I absolutely understand that law of average because you can't, cover for people blinking or, breathing out or whatever, or the dog walking in front of the frame as is always going to happen. So yeah, but I don't mind. I gotten quite used to doing that and I don't want to lose that skill. That makes sense?
Yeah. So in the same vein then, if you were in a chat, and supposing this was just a chat with a person.
Yeah, just a person. Just a
as in not a group of us.
Okay.
Just you and the person.
Okay.
Let's say a woman.
Okay. All right. Is she hot?
With someone that you've played with.
Okay. Bound to be then, obviously. Yeah.
So let's assume it's one of the people that you've had a date with in the past.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of images would you, in an ideal world, like to be able to send them?
So I think
if it was like, no one was going to say, no, don't do it.
Okay. So I think there would need to be a little bit of a conversation about what they'd want from me.
So suppose they were like, I'd like to see some pictures.
Yeah. Then I'd send some pictures.
But what sort of pictures?
But I'd be like, what sort of pictures would you like? And say they wanted me without a top on. I'd be like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. They want me prancing around in my pants, can do. I think I'd be happy to send like naughty cock pictures or whatever within the context of the rest of me. Because I think that just a picture of a cock by itself tends to be a bit
aggressive.
It's not so much aggressive. It just feels base, I think, in that situation. But a picture of, like, there are good ways to do it, right? I think, and there's good ways to take those pictures. And I would strive to send something that was,
of course you would,
good, right?
Most artistic dick pic ever.
Well, I did. I mean, do you remember I sent you a picture of my cock with the lighting in front and behind and whatever?
Like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah. It was like the Star Destroyer at the beginning of Star Wars. That's a new hug box, just in case. But I would be comfortable doing that. But obviously, I wouldn't do that without checking in with you that was okay in terms of that conversation.
And what sort of images would you, in an ideal world, like to save? And you can include me in this now.
Yeah, I think
because I am a woman you've had sex with.
I am a woman that I may have fucked at one point or other. Yeah, I think it depends on what that person wants to send for me and what they think is sexy.
Yeah. So, but what would you secretly hope for?
Okay, so I do like the playful elements to sort of fun pictures. So if it looks cheeky, like you can see someone's about to do something, or there is because I don't necessarily just want a video of someone just like wanking, but if that's done in the right way, then that is really sexy, as we well know.
Right.
So I think something that evokes a playfulness and suggests that maybe I'm like, because I'm always selfish, that I could be involved in that. It's like, hey, look what I'm doing. Would you like to be involved in this? I don't know.
So maybe someone wanking with a picture of you in their hand.
Perfect. Is that not what everyone does? I thought that was what everyone did anyway. But I think, right, okay.
A1 laminated picture of Mr. H.
I think
holding it in front of me.
Right. So it depends on that person's comfort with sharing of pictures and confidence on their body and all that other stuff that goes with it. If it was someone, like if it was the person that sent us the video the other week, if it was them playing with a toy, that would be hot.
Right.
But if it was one of my other lady friends, then I think just a picture of her in her underwear would probably be where she is comfortable with that. But that for me, knowing that she doesn't do that very often would be hot. Do you see what I mean? It's about the context of what is happening through the lens of, or for Simon.
So in theory, anything I send you is going to be hot because I never send you anything.
Well, yes. I mean, basically, I get like 4 messages from you a day. So it is normally I miss you or I miss you too, depending on where we're at with it.
Yeah.
Normally it is the dog okay or are the pets okay?
Generally, yeah.
There is also I'm on the way home now.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's like, how's the day been? Or there's a screenshot about gossip.
Okay.
And that is the cyclical nature of your messages. I'm very familiar with. So
I just screenshot the page from the day before and then just like reuse.
So
probably easier.
Okay. Well, let's bring this on home, right? What a radio phrase. Nice. Smashing nicey. Probably, I don't know, I made it up. Right. So you are going away in a few days.
Yes.
Right?
And I've agreed to a challenge.
You have.
Well, not a challenge.
So you're going to go on Gladiators.
A side quest.
A side quest. All right. Tell me about this side quest. Tell us, listeners, and everyone else about this side quest.
So whilst I'm away,
I believe it's pronounced sequest.
Side quest. Whilst I'm away, you are having a solo date.
I am.
Because you can't possibly be alone for 24 hours without having a solo date.
What? I make the most of the time that I have, right?
Really?
Well, I think the thing is, right, I enjoy my time with you so much that I rarely want to leave you, if at all, because, you are sexy and hot and I love you dearly. And also I fear for you if you had to make your own tea.
Well, anyway.
So therefore,
I'm going away.
Yes, you're going away.
You're going to have a solo date.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And I've agreed. I've offered to do this.
Oh.
I wasn't asked. No.
All right.
This was of my own offering, I seem to recall. Although I had about 7 wines by this point.
Yes.
But I did agree I offered this forward as an opportunity. And I said, I will send you both together.
Yeah.
Like something.
It was a video, I think.
Yes, I did say that.
Yeah, I know.
Damn, you remembered. I said I will send you a video.
Yes. Of?
Something. I'm not telling you what.
Okay.
Until I do it. And then...
Taking a mahoosive shit.
Making a cup of tea, because that's something I never do.
What? This is going to be a disaster. You've never done one of those.
No. I'll send you a video.
Okay.
And then you can see how much I miss you both.
Okay.
And then in return, I said I would like to receive something back from you that shows me what you thought of the video and what you did with that.
So it's us clapping.
No.
And going, yay!
Absolutely not. No.
Standy uppy wave.
No, none of that.
Klaxons.
No, none of it.
Okay, so you want a naughty video in return?
I said that, yes.
Okay. All right then.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see what we can do.
Hey, this is progress.
This is progress. So this is your challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to film this when you come back or before you go out?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I don't know. Do whatever I'm going to do, right?
I'll figure that out.
Okay.
But
that video will be available on Twitter at 9 p.m. on...
No.
Okay.
No.
Fine. I'll just play the audio on the next podcast.
Oh my God. How do you know it's going to be audio?
Well, if you're recording a video,
anyway,
what are you going to do? Mute it? Are you going to add your own soundtrack?
Oh my God.
I've seen your editing on TikTok.
I don't know how to do that.
I know you don't. I really know that you don't.
Shit.
Okay.
Look, it's baby steps.
Baby
I've got to
steps.
start somewhere. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it.
Okay.
See what happens.
Well, that sounds very sexy and I look forward to that.
Yeah.
What if I'm nothing but a dry husk at that point?
Then I suggest you unhusk yourself and sort that out. Because I'm not sending this video for no reaction at all.
Okay.
And I will be furious if I get no reaction.
What about if we film
it will be
if we film the reaction
swiftly
before you send? Do I have to hold a copy of the Times up, the Guardian, to show you that it was indeed taken on that day?
I mean, you can have a good time, and not too good a time. But no, I will send you something, and I expect something of equal
sexiness in return. Okay, I am sure we will manage that as we have committed to.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is, if you've got thoughts on this whole video picture thing, if you struggle with the volume of stuff that's out there, or worried about posting a picture, or perhaps you feel that that there aren't enough sexy pictures out there and stuff, like get in touch, reach out to us. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it, because this is something that we've, you know, as you've heard today, struggled with for absolute age. And I think it's been intrinsically a part of our approach. And I think, you know, we've always said that we kind of want to tackle these things head on. And it was only really having that video through the week that kind of sparked this debate with ourselves. So I think we've kind of naturally avoided it.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
it's been useful to sort of have that sort of thing brought out and discussed and air it for everyone else to hear. So yeah, but please do get in touch. It's always nice to hear from people, and it's always good to sort of further the discussion and kind of talk about this stuff in more detail, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any final words, Mrs. H?
No, I think you've embarrassed me.
I haven't embarrassed you. You know, I utterly adore you and I love you.
I know.
But I also recognise that you judgy and
It's not
and that
just because I'm judgy.
you're a
It really
prude
isn't.
and
I'm not. What I will say is one final thing that occurred to me actually.
yeah.
No, it's not because of any of those things. Sometimes I do see pictures and think there's like everything in that picture is just screaming at me for things that I'm never going to achieve, no matter how much exercise or weight or whatever I put something, because some things are just never going to be like, I'm never going to have a super flat tummy, for example, a super smooth flat tummy, let's say. All right.
Yeah.
That's just fact. Unless I do something really radical. I don't know what, but I don't have one and I'm not going to get one just like that. And so if I see someone, for example, with, I don't know, wearing a really nice outfit and they've got a super lovely tummy, and I can't help but go, I don't like the way that makes me feel, because I know there's a level of envy there because I don't have that. So there is, to some degree, sometimes those images can like trigger me a bit because they make me feel a bit sad or cross that I can't do the same thing and be proud of the way that looks.
Totally understand. I get it. I think we all feel that way at one point or other. And I think this is where I think the alliteration days can become problematic, particularly around things like Willy Wednesday or whatever, when, you know, inevitably some person with a massive wang will post something and then all the other guys are like, well, that's Willy Wednesday ruined, then we're not publishing
exactly.
this.
It's like, oh,
totally get it.
Cheers, man.
I totally understand. But I think we have to kind of sort of put ourselves out there for who we are. You know, you've thrown a kettle over a building. What they ever done? Nothing, right? So there is that. There is you know, there is always going to be someone that's fitter, hotter,
yeah, of course.
younger,
I understand that.
smaller, or whatever the thing is, or with bigger boobs or bigger cock or whatever's going to be the thing that challenges you. But I honestly think that we have to kind of, as a community, support each other and cheer each other on, so that when we do post things, we give it likes, we give it love, give it attention. Not in a creepy way. I mean, if you're out there and you are replying to every fucking picture, calm the fuck down, please. Calm the fuck down. But you know, let's be cheerleaders for each other. And, you know, men should be cheerleading the men. You know, even if it's not like, you know, I don't necessarily want guys to be like, hey, I want to suck your cock, dude. But if they go, hey, you're looking good, dude, that's cool. That feels really worthy. And I think we've all got a responsibility to do that and to get involved and to cheer people on in that way. And I think through the good part of the community, through the you know, all the wholesome bit that comes with it, I think that'll help you, and I think that'll help us. But you also have to do that yourself. You also have to be there to cheer other people on and give them the likes and do the things, because otherwise you're going to be, you know, if you don't engage and then you expect everyone else to engage with you, then it's never gonna work in the way that you think. I'd also say that, you know, don't forget that whilst you might be looking at that person and going, fucking hell, I'll never be that person, there is always someone looking at you going, I'll never be that person either. And I think it's really important to kind of keep that in the back of your head, because, you know, we all bring something different to the table. I mean, as that person produced, you know, 200 odd podcasts. Well, you haven't actually, technically, you've turned up for 200, but you know what I mean? Like, you've always done something. You always you might be funnier, you might be prettier, you might have different color hair, you might have a brilliant personality. I mean, most of those things are true about you. So, and they may not have that. They may not have raised 2 children. They may not have a nice house or whatever it might be. So we all have something there to offer and that we've done, and we all have our own scars and insecurities that we bring along with us. But, you know, as a community, let's rally around each other and cheer each other up and make the most of these moments when they do exist and when we do post. Cool. Is that good? Do you like that? Is that rallying enough?
Thanks, Jerry Springer.
It's all right.
Final thought.
Hopper's final thought, right? Right. Do your thing, Mrs. H.
Thank you for hopping into our bed.
Led me to believe that you have a joke. The dog is wandering around aimlessly in the background. That's delightful, isn't it?
I do.
Okay.
But you're going to have to stick with it.
Okay.
And you're going to have to listen because I'm not very good at telling jokes.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to criticise it. You've got to play along with it and just, yeah. All right?
Should I laugh like SpongeBob at the end?
No, because it's not funny.
Oh.
You probably won't laugh. Just putting that out there.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to this already.
Anyway.
Yes.
Okay. There's an aeroplane. Okay. Don't look at me like all funny, like
okay.
What the hell is she doing?
All right.
There's an aeroplane. And on this aeroplane, there are currently 503 bricks.
Okay.
Now, one of the bricks falls off the aeroplane. How many bricks are left on the aeroplane?
102.
Okay. All right. Second question. How would you fit an elephant into a fridge?
Push it.
You push it?
Yeah.
All right, okay. That's a good answer, yeah. Okay. All right, now forget about the elephant and the plane. You've now got a giraffe. Big fucker it is. Big giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to fit the giraffe into the fridge?
I would encourage it with leaves.
Ooh. All right. I mean, technically you'd have to take the elephant out first, but to get...
No, I've got a really big fridge.
You've got a really big fridge?
Yeah.
One of those big smeg fridges.
No, it's like a walk-in fridge.
All right, okay. So you wouldn't take the elephant out first. You just get the giraffe to go in after the elephant and encourage it with some leaves.
Yes.
Cool. All right. And now let's see. We've got some alligators to think about now.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got this woman who needs to get from one side of the river to the other side of the river. But oh my God, there's like shitloads of alligators in this river. How is it possible for her to get from one side to the other?
Bridge.
All right.
Build a bridge with the one brick from the airplane.
You can't build a bridge with one brick. But anyway, all right.
You didn't say how big the brick was.
Got another question for you.
All right.
All right. So cover the plane, cover the elephant, cover the giraffe, cover the alligators.
Yeah.
This woman who has managed to get to the other side of this alligator-infested river is now dead. Ow.
The brick hit her by any chance?
Fuck you, Hob. Yes, the brick did hit her.
But she just used it for the bridge. How could it hit her?
No, well, you shouldn't have used it for the bridge, should you? But yes, that is the answer. The brick fell out of the airplane onto the woman's head and she got killed by the brick.
What have you just...
Yeah, you guessed that the brick was integral to the joke.
This was like the world's shittest escape room.
I told you it was a really difficult joke.
What is so funny about it?
Well, it's not. It's more of a thinking... And you're supposed to be like, see, I forgot about the brick.
Oh, okay.
Did you enjoy it though?
No.
I really enjoyed it when someone told me. I was like, that's quite the roller coaster that with the alligators and the giraffe and the elephant. And
join us next time where we will read The Hungry Caterpillar for laughs.